Broadcasting from the heart of rural America in beautiful St. Joseph, Missouri, this is Angus Talk. I'm your host, Doug Medlock, bringing you the latest in-depth conversations about the future of the beef business from the American Angus Association. Joining us is Mike John, a past president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. He owns and operates John Ranch Incorporated, a Missouri cow-calf operation, and he's the director of Health Track Operations for MFA Incorporated in Huntsville, Missouri. That's a long list, Mike. You got a lot of stuff to do.
It seems like there's plenty to do, yes.
Well, tell us a little about your background and your experiences with the NCBA.
Well, the NCBA experience is a wonderful way to learn about the depth and breadth of the beef industry. And, I think a lot of producers tend to get a little focused on their own work and their own operations and don't realize what goes into processing and harvesting and delivering, and the retail food service, the export business. I mean, it is a massive business, and our value is usually determined somewhere other than our pasture.
And where do you think our industry is headed? What are the prospects for our business?
I think our prospect is outstanding. I think the perfect storm is almost in place, where we're able to manage quality and meet some quality targets that have value. We have a short supply. Which means that as producers, we'll be rewarded for making those adjustments and changes and using that technology. And I think we're going to see that for some time. And then finally, the world demand, the demand outside our borders is growing rapidly. And I think that shows huge promise for beef products.
And we'll talk about that coming up. It definitely is an international, worldwide business now.
Oh, yeah, it certainly is.
And you're Director of Health Track Operations for MFA. Tell us about Health Track.
Health Track is a vaccination and preconditioning program for commercial cow-calf producers, which basically follows the ranch-to-rail process that with rounds of vaccinations and a nutrition and health program, as well as a weaning process that gets those calves prepared for the next step in their life. And the ramifications of that kind of management system have been evident for a long time at the feedlot, and increased quality grades, decreased disease and mortality, and it has some definite value, and it adds value also at our end. So it's a win-win proposition, and I think our producer customers benefit from that every day.
And how do producers benefit from Health Track?
Well, their primary benefit is in the weight gain, the added weight they put on those calves at their operation. And if you add to that the overall health of the herd and the record keeping that usually is required for that, they get some valuable feedback information.
And are there ways producers can improve the quality and productivity of their cattle?
Oh, certainly. Every one of those qualities and those value-added opportunities that I talked about can be enhanced by the use of high-quality genetics that are targeted to their kind of production, and the technologies that are available to them to deliver that genetic base, or the bulls they select, or if they want to choose to use AI, or whatever the technology they want to use enhances every single one of those preconditioning traits that I talked about.
So if a producer does everything right from a management standpoint, what else can they do to make sure they get premiums when they sell their calves?
It depends on what direction you're headed and basically probably what type of cattle you have and what part of the country you're in, how many cows you have. There's a lot of variables in that, but I think that primarily any place that I've been where cattle are sold, especially calves or feeder cattle are sold, they are aware of preconditioning programs, and specifically the Health Track program. So we see producers get noticed, and the demand for their product is significant, really, regardless of what size and what direction they go. But there are also some very targeted programs out there, whether it's how they're processed or breed specific, or some other ones that they can actually arrange that marketing outside of the traditional auction methods and capture value that is predetermined just for them taking those management steps. So there's a whole array of marketing options that producers have that can take advantage of every single step that they take to enhance their value.
And we'll talk about ways to enhance value for producers coming up on Angus Talk. We're talking to Mike John, past president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association.
It's time to revive rural America. to help our small town communities move forward, to keep our farms and ranches on a path of prosperity. That's what the Angus Foundation is all about. Each year, we work hard to help kids attend college, providing scholarships to tomorrow's leaders. We invest in research that's critical to our livelihood. And we create educational opportunities for America's cattle producers, ensuring their continued professional development. Won't you help us? Contact the Angus Foundation today.
You're listening to Angus Talk. We're talking to Mike John, past president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association and owner and operator of John Ranch. And as president of the NCBA, and you mentioned earlier that it's a growing worldwide industry. And for cattle producers here in Missouri or here in the States, what does that mean to them?
I think it means that there's going to be a significant and continued increase in demand for our product. And we are doing such a wonderful job of defining quality and defining the things that have value in those other markets, and we're delivering that message not only in those markets, but we're delivering that message to consumers and to the people that actually manage the cattle from the animal welfare to the technology that enhances efficiency and the genetics that provide the profile, the quality beef profile that we're looking for. I mean, all of those things are advancing rapidly as technology becomes available, and we're going to have the capability to meet the demands of any of those global markets as they progress.
And as the world gets smaller, producers and consumers become more educated.
I certainly hope so. We come from a industry and from a type of person that where we always thought, and our ancestors always thought, if you work hard and keep your mouth shut, that good things will happen to you. And I think what we're finding out is that the hard work certainly pays off, but we have to tell our story, and we have to do a better job of letting consumers know that we work very, very hard at ensuring the safety, wholesomeness, and value and flavor of the product that we provide, and the necessity of that particular product in the total food chain for utilizing the natural resources that are available to us.
You mentioned quality before. What changes have taken place in the industry, like the demand for higher quality beef, like programs like Certified Angus beef? How are those changes impacting ranchers?
Well, they have identified what makes eating experiences better. I mean, there's an awful lot of science and an awful lot of time-tested practice of defining what people like to eat. And so once you determine that and you develop criteria for producing it, then they've branded that process, and they've protected the quality behind that brand, and they have created an amazing demand for what people know. If they buy Certified Angus beef, they know exactly what they're going to get. They get it. It's consistent, it's high quality, and it has done an amazing job, in my opinion, of defining what a quality beef eating experience is all about.
Well, we've talked about health track and keeping the animals healthy, and we've talked about the quality of the meat. What else can producers do now to prepare for the future beef industry?
Well, I think that we're going to see some record prices in some territory that we've never been in before. And so all the management decisions that they make at their farm or ranch have huge repercussions right now. And so you need to look into and take advantage of every one of those techniques. You need to make sure you're maximizing your conception rates and that you're getting as much weaning weight out of those calves as you can. And you've got to get a return on the value of these assets that keep increasing. And so now more than ever before, every one of those things that you do to add value to your cattle have more return than they ever have in history. And I think we're going to just continue to see that happening. So I'd encourage you to get involved, research the technology that's available to you, research the genetics that are available to you, and take those steps, and they will pay off.
Sounds promising. How can producers listening get involved with Health Track?
Go to their local MFA store.
That's easy.
Yeah.
All right.
That's exactly right.
And MFA is sort of a regional operation. How could producers in Oregon or outside that area, how could they benefit from the Health Track operations?
I think a preconditioning program, in particular, like the Health Track program that we have here in our market area, can benefit any cow-calf producer anywhere. And to take those management steps to enhance your efficiency, to make certain that you're getting the maximum performance out of those calves that you can, that you keep them healthy, that you add that weight on your operation, that you reduce the shrink on sale day, and that you start building a reputation for the animals from your herd, and you start meeting the demand that's out there for properly preconditioned cattle. I think producers everywhere will benefit from getting involved in that process.
And Mike, during your time with the NCBA, and even prior to that, it's traditionally kind of always been an antagonistic business. If the producers are making money, then the other folks aren't, and if the packers are making money, then the producers are out. But we're entering a new era. Would you say that?
Oh, I would say so, and I think what's driving that is not only the quality component and identifying it so that everybody can capture it, but I also think that technology just makes it more available to everyone to benefit from those partnerships. I mean, we're seeing better records, we're seeing computerized records, we're seeing people tracking animals with either RFID tags or some other system. They're participating in programs that have a defined process and a defined value, and that information is getting shared between the segments. And that transparency does nothing but add to the efficiency of the total, basically farm to fork process that's out there. And I think you're going to see more of that. And I think you're going to see market signals that drive producers into participating in that process that adds to that database. And I think you're going to see more analysis, more technology, and more tools available to producers in every segment to participate together to define and create what actually has more value down the road.
And as we discuss quality of the beef there, Mike, how can somebody use the tools at the American Angus Association to make more money?
Well, certainly the Angus Association is experts at defining what type of traits they should look for in the genetics that they buy and to meet a target. And that's probably, in my opinion, the primary thing. But also, if you participate in the record-keeping systems and provide data, they can certainly do an excellent job of helping you manage your cows and sort your cows and determine which are the good ones and which are the ones that probably need to be culled and moved on. They have markets. They have relationships with markets at every stage of the game, from auction markets to feedlots and programs, certified programs, and they can provide entry-level points into all of those and help in that communication transparency that's there. They've got more experience. They've got more data. They've got more calculations and things that can help producers at every step of the way. And the network of registered Angus breeders throughout the country is enormous, and so every producer should have access to that technology. And it's just a great experience working with American Angus Association to try to help improve your ability to target those high value markets. What we've also noticed in the Health Track program and in other programs and other value-added steps that I've seen is it really doesn't matter what the size of your operation is. I mean, if you have one cow or if you have 1,000 cows, the advantage is to taking advantage of production efficiencies and health programs and weight gain and genetic programs that target specific profiles that meet the demands out there. It really doesn't make that much difference. If you take that step as a cow-calf producer, you will see benefit in relation to the market that you have access to. So I would highly encourage anyone of any size operation to get involved, to look into the programs that best suit their management styles and their forage and regional base, and get involved in utilizing this technology and advancing the quality and value of their cow herd.
Well, thanks for taking time to talk to us, Mike John. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Angus Talk is brought to you by the Angus Foundation, promoting education, youth, and research. Donate today by visiting angusfoundation.org. You can also find everything you ever wanted about Angus cattle by visiting angus.org. Sale calendars, sale reports, sale books, you name it. It's all there if you want to buy Angus cattle. I'm Doug Medlock. Thanks for listening to Angus Talk.